Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. Guess what? A little bit of a controversy with Megyn Kelly and Jane Fonda. Here's where it started in 2015. Jane Fonda gave an interview, and she said this about her plastic. First of all, she looks fantastic. She's 79. Jane Fonda looks fantastic. She's 79. She looks fantastic. She looks fantastic. And I don't know if you're allowed to say that anymore. Hashtag Me Too, not sure. Hashtag not sure what's okay anymore. But
I'm
she
hoping
does.
fantastic's fine.
I think fantastic.
I think fantastic's okay.
You could say fantastic? Okay, I'm going to say that Jane Fonda looks fantastic. Please don't cut my dick off for saying so. That's okay, right? Okay. So here's what she said in 2015.
Jane told W Magazine, quote, "I did have plastic surgery. I'm not proud of the fact that I've had it. I was taught to think that if I wanted to be loved, I had to be thin and pretty. That leads to a lot of trouble."
That was from E.T. Online. Nice. They have a nice presence. So then Jane Fonda goes on with Robert Redford on the Megyn Kelly show, which if you haven't seen the Megyn Kelly show, it's fantastic. And I don't mean it the same way when I said fantastic about Jane. I mean fantastic in a fantastic car wreck. Megyn Kelly, not a good talk show host. Well, here, I'll show you a little bit.
But you've been an example to everyone in how to age beautifully and with strength and unapologetically. You admit you've had work done, which I think is to your credit, but you look amazing. Why did you say, I read that you said you felt, you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
She looks thrilled.
And she's like, what is this about? I'm on television. You want to talk about me having plastic surgery? I'm 79. I'm here to promote a movie with Robert Redford. Why are you doing what? No one, what? That's what that look is like. What is this? What?
We really want to talk about that now?
Well, one of the things people think about when they look at you is how amazing you look.
Well, thanks. Good attitude, good posture, take care of myself. But let me tell you why I love this movie that we did, Our Souls at Night, rather than plastic surgery.
Bring it back to that.
Yeah.
So apparently Megyn Kelly came at Jane a little bit. Well, here's what I see. I go out to Twitters a lot, and it says NBC host Megyn Kelly says she has no regrets about questioning Jane Fonda on her cosmetic surgery. Are you ready for this? Get ready for this. Here we go.
A word on Jane Fonda, who appears to be fixated on an exchange I had with her months ago on this show.
Rod, what do you think about her logo?
I think her logo looks like a shitty Wi-Fi symbol, and I think that's like it's a sideways shitty Wi-Fi signal, and I think that's oddly appropriate.
Okay, here we go.
You admit you've had work done, which I think is to your credit, but you look amazing. Why did you say, I read that you said you felt, you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
We really want to talk about that now?
Well, one of the things people think about when they look at you is how amazing you look.
Well, thanks. Good attitude, good posture, take care of myself. But let me tell you why
When she first complained publicly after the program, and repeatedly, I chose to say nothing, as my general philosophy is what other people think of me is none of my business. However, Fonda was at it again last week, including here on NBC and then again elsewhere, so it's time to address the poor me routine. First, some context. Fonda was on to promote a film about aging. For years, she has spoken openly about her joy in giving a cultural face to older women. Well, the truth is, most older women look nothing like Fonda, who is now 80. And if Fonda really wants to have an honest discussion about older women's cultural face, then her plastic surgery is tough to ignore. Fonda herself knows this. She knows this. And that is why, to her credit, she has discussed her cosmetic surgery pretty much everywhere before coming on our show.
Last year, I had plastic surgery, and I have been very public about it. I had to admit it. I feel so good. I'm so happy, and I didn't want to look kind of tired and jolly anymore. I feel so great and so rested, and I look so different. And I just decided, and I'm not proud of it, I decided I wanted to look more like how I feel.
And she said the same to Entertainment Tonight, to Access Hollywood, to W Magazine for a cover piece, to The Guardian. I could go on.
Now, I don't want to be cornered into supporting Megyn Kelly here. But up to this point, Megyn Kelly has a point.
Oh, I would disagree.
Oh, okay. So I'm probably wrong because I'm a guy in this situation. Let's go to the young lady.
Well, the whole thing is all those other interviews, I don't think she was promoting a film. I think that's the difference. So she might have been going on in these other shows and having these conversations, but she's doing that promotion for her film. And it's kind of like, let's talk about my film before we talk about my face.
I agree with you on that. 100%.
And also, a lot of times they give you a list of questions before you're going to go sit down and ask questions. So
I wonder if that one was on the list because she looked like it wasn't.
She looked like it wasn't.
So again, okay. I don't think it was egregious what Megyn Kelly did because Jane has talked about it publicly before and for reasons she said. But she goes a little off the rails. Let's watch a little bit more of this.
Apparently, when she came here, however, again to promote her film about aging, I was supposed to discern that this subject was suddenly off limits. Look, I gave her the chance to empower other women, young and old, on a subject which she purports to know well, and she rejected it. That's okay. But I have no regrets about that question. Nor am I in the market for a lesson from Jane Fonda on what is and is not appropriate. After all, this is a woman whose name is synonymous with outrage. Look at her treatment of our military during the Vietnam War.
You have got to be kidding me. Are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. The Vietnam War was the war that was supposed to remind us not to go to war.
Sadly, we didn't get the memo, but yes.
So she then let's listen to a little more.
Many of our veterans still call her Hanoi Jane. Thanks to her radio broadcast, which attempted to shame American troops. She posed on an anti-aircraft gun used to shoot down our American pilots. She called our POWs hypocrites and liars and referred to their torture as understandable. Even she had to apologize years later for that gun picture, but not for the rest of it. By the way, she still says she is not proud of America. So the moral indignation is a little much. She put her plastic...
So that's what the right wing does to left wing people who are anti-war. You smear them as, by the way, what a weird time to relitigate the Vietnam War over in 2018 when we're in 8 other wars. We've been bombing the Middle East for 17 years straight. Now you want to relitigate the Vietnam War over because of an indelicate question you asked Jane Fonda? Why wouldn't you just ignore it? You have the TV show. There's a 79-year-old woman who had plastic surgery who's saying that she got upset you asked her about it. Who gives a fuck? This is what they do in response. So all this tells you is every horrible thing Megyn Kelly did at Fox News, it was her idea. It was her idea. She's on NBC. She's doing this. This is unbelievable. That's Megyn Kelly. And Megyn Kelly is dumb. And by the way, you go, well, she went to law school or wherever the hell she went. I know people, you don't know dumb lawyers? I do. I know lots of dumb lawyers. I know lots of dumb comedians. Takes one to know one. So I'll throw it back over to the young lady on the panel.
First, thank you for calling me a young lady.
You want to do, if there was ever a time to do a Micah Pearl clutch, this would be
God.
It. This would be it.
First off, I just don't understand why she had to. Listen, I don't understand Megyn Kelly, period.
Me neither.
That's the bottom line. She's a slug. And
ooh, I thought you were going to say something else. Ooh, that was nice.
No, I had to censor a couple other words before I came up with that one. And first off, Jane Fonda, I think Jane Fonda, if you read anything about her, that she wished that she had handled different things in her life differently, like all of us.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to Vietnam, that she had regrets. But I don't think Jane Fonda is ever going to regret that she wanted peace and our troops to come home from Vietnam. And I'm proud of her voice that she was not in lockstep with the status quo at that time.
Yeah, again, let's shame people who stood up against a ridiculous war where we killed where we napalmed children. Let's go ahead and make the person who wanted to stop that. Let's wag our finger at them 50 years later.
Well, that's what I thought was so ridiculous was the sharp turn this whole thing took.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, on Megyn Kelly's show, they brag about how they're not political. Like they're like, we're not political. That's not what we do. They shouldn't be on anything that has news in the title. They should be on like a gossip column. And you're pretty much doing a gossip column segment on a well, she's mad at me for this question.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. And then all of a sudden you take this sharp turn into the Vietnam War. It's like, what's going on?
I can't. I hope whoever is on her show tomorrow makes fun of her for this. Like I would if I was being brought on her show. But that's why they don't bring me on those shows. When those shows bring out a progressive, they're bringing them on because they know they're not going to say anything that upsets their apple cart. So they're not really progressives. So that's what I would do if I was a movie star person or whatever, and I was going to be on her show tomorrow. I would go make fun of her for this.
So you're saying tomorrow's guest should just roll in there and being like, hey, I'm going to complain about a question later so I can get more free publicity a couple months from now. Thanks, Meg.
Wow, that's remarkable. How does she end it?
Jury out there. She said she wanted to discuss the plight of older women in America. And honestly, she has no business lecturing anyone on what qualifies as offensive.
Hello today.
Really?
That's the Today Show.
Santa Claus is just white?
Santa Claus is really white. Santa Claus is
Megyn
white.
Kelly.
Santa Claus and kids, Santa Claus just is white. That's what Megyn Kelly said. Santa Claus just is white. Santa Claus just is white. And looks like she's in wearing the black dress in unison, right, to show solidarity with the women. #MeToo.
Where she's able to then slam
an anti-war activist. Mm-hmm. So all you knuckleheads on the left, by the way, who are continuing to push this Russia smear, this McCarthyism, and you say things like, why are you defending Russia? Not why are you defending Putin or why are you but just Russia. You're so stupid, you don't know that they're coming for you next. When they came for the Jews, I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Jew. When they came for the trade unionists, I didn't say anything because I wasn't a trade unionist. When they came for me, there was no one left to say anything. You stupid idiot on the left who's pushing fucking McCarthyism. Now Twitter is going to let you know we're going to censor shit for you on your behalf. Anyway, there you go. There you go. There's Megyn Kelly. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Who the hell watches that show? Turns out not a lot of people. $17 million they gave Megyn Kelly to do this. $17 million. $17 million a year. That's a little less. What is that, like $700,000 a week, right?
Sounds about
That's
right.
close.
Yeah.
I'm not a math surgeon.
No math surgeons here.
$1 million a week would be, how many weeks in a year? 52 weeks?
52.
52 weeks in a
Arno,
year.
get on this.
So that'd be if she was paid $52 million, that'd be $1 million a week, but she's only paid, but she gets a vacation. Anyway, $17 million, it's almost $1 million, $500,000 a week. That's what they were paying Matt Lauer got a little bit more than that. Anyway, there you are. That's what $17 million a year gets you. Hey, please make sure you're subscribed. Everyone tells us that YouTube actually will unsubscribe you from independent news shows. So guess what? Do a little test. Check and make sure you're subscribed. Please do. It takes a second. Check and make sure you're subscribed. And if you're not, please resubscribe and click that bell so they give you a notification when we drop a video. And a lot of times they won't notify you. People tell us that, hey, I clicked the bell. They don't notify me of your videos. All I can say is I appreciate the effort that our audience has to make to find our show because they're trying hard to not have you watch independent news. That's happening. You can have a million reasons why that's happening. It is happening. So please make sure if you care about the show like this, please make sure you support it. Become a patron or come see our live shows. March 25th, we're going to be in Austin, Texas.
State Theater.
February 16th, we'll be in Burbank, California, Flappers Comedy Club. We're going to be in Portland at the end of June. So go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our shows, and thanks for your support.